Hello guys, today I'm going to be reading an article about Arctic Indians. Location. The Arctic culture arena extends from the northern edge of Alaska to Greenland, as shown on the map. The climate, land, and natural resources that were available to the Indian tribes resulted in an adoption of the culture shared by the Arctic indigenous people. Many of them were nomadic, but there are also settled villages of fishers in the south. This section of the Arctic indigenous people group provides facts and information about their languages, as the environment, the cold, flat, treeless Arctic region near the Arctic Circle, and was home to the Inuit and Aleut tribes of the present-day Alaska, Canada, and Greenland. The animals and the plants, trees, and crops provided the food, clothing, shelter, and decorations. Their houses, shelters, and homes depended on materials available to them and whether the home was permanent or temporary. There are also facts and info about the religions, ceremonies, and beliefs of the Arctic indigenous people group, the Aleut and the Inuits. Arctic Indian lifestyle, ways of living. The climate, land, and natural resources that were available to the Indian tribes resulted in the adoption of the Arctic Indian culture. Name the group Arctic Indians. Languages: Eskimo, Aleut language, and Athabascan. Geography of the state of Arctic Indians. Present-day Alaska, Canada, and Greenland, and inhospitable landscape consisting of a flat, cold, and treeless tundra region. Animals: seal, caribou, otter, polar bears, whales, walrus, and Arctic birds. Natural resource: fish, seasonal berries, and plants. Culture and lifestyle adopted: nomadic hunters and fishermen. Transport: dog sleds, quemotic, leather-covered watertight canoes, and open fishing boats such as Inuit kayaks and Aleut barques. Clothing was made from caribou or other deer hides, and they wore snowshoes. Types of housing: homes or shelters, igloos, sod houses, igloos, barbaras, and teepee-style tents. Famous tribes of Arctic Indians: the Alaska Aleut and the Inuit Eskimo and the Tigit. The native Indians who lived on the borders of land often reflected two different types of lifestyles. The First Nation indigenous population of Alaska refer to themselves as Aleut, Yaqpi, and Inupiaq. Willis is the indigenous people of Canada and Greenland. Prefer the term Inuit. The extreme Arctic climate, land, and natural resources that were available to the Indian tribes were difficult to live in, requiring ingenuity and adaptability to survive in these lands. Alaska is a state in the northwestern North America. The Alaskan tribes include the Chinook, Tillamook, Inuk, Salish, and the Tigit. Arctic Indians' physical characteristics: the Inuit Eskimo. The short and sturdy Inuit Eskimo had some typical physical characteristics, such as dark, straight hair, a flat, fleshy face, with a short, wide nose and yellow skin tone. Arctic Indians languages. The languages of the Arctic Indians include an Eskimo Inuit language. The word Eskimo is a Algonquin word meaning those who eat their meat raw. The word Inuit means meat people. The Inuit ate approximately half their meat raw. The Athabascan language was spoken by nomadic hunters who traveled long distances to hunt herds of caribou and moose and fish the rivers for salmon. Arctic Indians' geography, location, and environment. Geography and environment can be generally described as cold, flat, and treeless tundra. It could be described as a desert of snow. Inuit tribes lived on the western and northern coast, along the Bering Sea, in the Arctic Ocean. Of the Inuit tribes who lived in the southwest, along the Alaska Peninsula and the Aleutian Islands. Arctic Indians animals. The animals were very important to the Arctic Indians. The animals were verified and included food, clothing, shelter, and decorations. The animals of this region include the whale, seal, caribou, otter, polar bears, walruses, and Arctic birds. Arctic Indians clothing. Any clothing made from animal skin were made into turning into fur inside the garments in order to hold sporty warmth. Practical clothing was made from the skins of the caribou and the seal. The inrik or parka was originally made from caribou or seal and was invented by the caribou Inuit. Inuit Eskimo of the Arctic region. It is a type of heavy hooded jacket often lined with furs as a protection from a combination of freezing temperatures and wind. Many Arctic Indians hunted whales and sea lions, used open boats, and were prolific fishermen. Due to the difficulties caused by bitterly cold climates, they usually confined their fishing to the summer. The fish was dyed and smoked into smokehouses for their winter food. The different types of housing, shelters, and homes depended on the material available and whether the home was permanent or temporary. The Inuit constructed partly underground houses or largest called barbera. To construct a barbera, a pit was first dug, which was covered with logs and poles, and sealed by earth and moss. The Inuit Eskimo often lived in igloos. Igloos are dome-shaped snow houses constructed of blocks cut from snow. Some Inuit tribes also lived in sod houses, which were made by digging a pit and using rocks and sod to make walls. Similar to teepees, were used in the summer, constructed by caribou hides and wooden poles. Arctic Indians' religion, ceremonies, and beliefs. Animalism was a commonly shared doctrine or belief in the indigenous people of North America and Canada, including to Aleut and Inuit Arctic Indians. Animism is based on the spiritual or religious idea that the universe and all natural objects have souls or spirits. In this religion, it is believed that souls or spirits exist not only in humans, but also in animals, plants, trees, rocks, etc. This belief is also extended to natural phenomena such as thunderstorms and rain and geographic features such as mountains, caves, or rivers. Also, possessed souls or spirits, the religion, ceremonies, and beliefs of the Arctic Indians were also dominated by shamanism, in which a religious leader called a shaman acted as a medium between the visible and spirit worlds. The Arctic shaman was an assistant to many spirits. They were represented by masks, displaying humans and animals elements during ceremonies. The ritual dance, these masks often made with grotesque and frightening features. The myths of the peoples of the eastern area of the Arctic center around a deity called Sedra, a mother of sea animals. The people of the western Arctic area focused on a moon god called Ikaluk. Tricksters also featured in the legends, and mythology. Arctic Indians, arts and crafts. Arctic Indians were highly skilled in art carvings. Figures were carved from ivory, the tusks of the walrus, and whalebone. Various types of tools, wooden containers, and dishes. The different shaman masks demonstrate a high level of craftsmanship, imagination, and creativity from the Aztec Indians. Thank you all for watching my video. Bye!